Good morning, everyone. We're just going to wait for some people to come in. We're going to wait for all the streams to. Looks like we are live on YouTube. I'm just going to check if we are live on LinkedIn. Great, perfect. It looks like we're getting live on everywhere. Hope everyone is well. This will be our second LinkedIn Live of 2020. I'm very excited to be here with you today. We have a very interesting topic today. So I did a survey with some of the people that have been listening to our LinkedIn Lives, and they said that every week I was talking about sales tips and sales engagement. But what I want to do today is actually talk about 7 common mistakes that can hinder the growth of your business. And the reason why is a lot of people are small business owners. They might be at a startup conference like SaaS North, and they're trying to grow a business. So what I want to do is talk about some of those mistakes that I learned. And hopefully these mistakes that will help you guys when you guys do start your own business and you don't make the same mistakes. So we're going to get started in about 15 to 30 seconds. So just let me know where you are listening in from in the comment section. Let me know where you're listening in from. Let me know if you're going to any conferences in the next 3 months. I will be traveling a little bit to some different events. I will be in New York. I'll be in Atlanta. I'll be in Chicago, so I'd love to hear which events you're going to. Also, I am planning on doing a meetup in Florida, so in Fort Lauderdale, planning on getting together about 40 to 50 VPs of sales in March. I'm going to be working with a partner on this, and we're going to do a big event in Fort Lauderdale for people to come in, learn about lead generation, common growth mistakes, and how to obviously build a good sales engine. So we're going to get started. Once again, let me know where you are listening in from, and let me know which events you're going to be going to in Q1 and Q2 of this year. Once again, my name is Sean Finder. I am the CEO of AutoClose. AutoClose is a sales engagement platform with a built-in B2B database. So if you're looking to save a lot of time, but also fill your calendar with qualified leads, you can check out AutoClose. But for today's session, we're going to talk about 7 common mistakes that can hinder the growth of your business. The statistics show that the longevity of a small business may not be too comforting for most of you. According to some stats that I read last week, 50% of all businesses pass the 5-year mark, while only about 30% survive 10 years. So that is interesting to hear. So if you are in, growing a small business, you're in year 2, year 4, I would definitely look at some of the common mistakes we're going to talk about today, and hopefully you can make those changes and make some pivots in your business to make sure you can achieve that, at least that 10 plus years in business. So the most important thing is you want to lay a strong foundation for your business, and that's right from the get-go. I know there's certain things I did in my first business that I wasn't too happy with. That's why I changed it when I did launch my second business, AutoClose. So what are we going to talk about today? These are the things we're going to talk about, and we're going to teach you guys how to avoid them. Not having a well thought out business plan, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about carrying the burden all by yourself. You can't grow a business to 7 figures by yourself. Well, maybe you can, but it's very tough. Or if you can, teach me how. You're not fully committed to your business. The fear of failure. I actually did a podcast, or I recorded yesterday with Denise Champagne from Lotus.com, and we talked about the fear of failure. We're going to talk about that as well. Understanding the role of marketing. I'm going to even give you an example of how we never focused on SEO in our first year and a half, and we really started focusing over the last 4 months, and that's made a huge improvement in our website traffic here at AutoClose. And that's something I made a mistake with, and I'll admit to, but I wish I would have early on focused more on SEO and keywords, which I didn't have much knowledge on when I started my first business, but it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. Lack of vision and having a vision statement, and also lastly, giving up too early. So, not having a well thought out business plan. The lack of thoughtful planning can come back and bouncing back on your business execution. Having a well-developed and realistic business plan will help you stay on track year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. So you have to have a business plan with a roadmap that ideally is essential for structuring, running, and growing your business. So as the process of coming up with a plan requires, thorough research, you'll be able to learn a lot about the important information about your industry and the competitive marketplace, all of which will be of crucial importance, for polishing up your decision-making skills. Because one thing about being an entrepreneur, you've got to make, decisions on the spot. You don't have weeks and months to make decisions. You sometimes got to make decisions, and you got to live by right decisions and wrong decisions. The second thing I talk about today is, carrying the burden all by yourself. And this is something that everyone tries to do. Everyone tries to wear many hats. I did it early on. And one of the most common mistakes in small business owners is they try and do everything themselves. I know, for example, when I started AutoClose, I was very involved in, our development calls when it was like they were talking a different language to me. I didn't understand what they were saying. Operations, marketing, sales, support. I still jump into all of them because I want to know a little bit about everything in the business. But you've got to put people in place. And one thing we did internally this year was we put team leads in place. And that's very important because if you have a team lead, then you can have 5 to 6 people reporting up the hierarchy. But if you don't have a team lead, then you might have 15, 20, 30. And as you keep growing your company, you're going to have a lot more people that are going to reach out to you. So putting team leads has been one of the transitions we did early on in 2020. We started about 3 weeks ago. So we're still working on those meetings and stuff with the team leads. But it's really crucial if you want to grow your business to the second level to implement that. So I would say instead of wearing many hats yourself, make sure you prioritize your workload. One thing we were high on is outsourcing. So outsource the tasks that can be done by somebody else. This will allow you to focus on high value activities that bring you profit and growth. The two things that a CEO, entrepreneur, startup founder want. Profit and growth. So although it might not be easy, because it's not, to trust others or accept help, it's much more effective to delegate the tasks that aren't in your area of expertise. Therefore, development, I can't go into development and tell development what to do, because I'm not experienced in it. But if somebody wants to come and learn how to grow a business or how to train a sales team or how to think of some out-of-the-box sales approaches, that's where I can be of assistance. And guys, throughout this, I like to keep these very interactive. So feel free to just jump in the comments, ask me any questions or any mistakes. It'd be great, actually. Name one mistake that you might have done as a founder, small business owner in the past. Because what that will do is it'll see everyone that's watching this episode will actually be able to see those mistakes. So maybe they won't make the mistakes. What I like to do on these LinkedIn Lives is make sure that we're all helping each other out. Because, if your business grows, my business grows, and all the other business grows. And that's what we're trying to do here on these LinkedIn Lives. Number 3. Not fully committing to your business. Many people with exciting business ideas, promising products or services, don't think the business execution through and are not ready for the long hours, hard work, risk-taking, and burden of turning your dreams into reality. I remember the day where I left a 6-figure sales job to start my first business. And my first dollar I made, or the first account I made, was a $49.99 account. Now, this is 5.5 years ago. And you might be thinking, well, Sean, you left a 6-figure job for $50. But I was strategic. I always put away 6 months that if I made 0 sales and I started my first business, I would still be able to pay my rent in Toronto, which is high, and continue to live my life. Because at the time I had a girlfriend who's now my wife, but I knew that I had to take 6 months and make sure I put that money away to live my life. So one thing is you got to plan 6 months before you even launch your business. And when you launch your business, make sure that you're going in and you're committed to the business. I also speak to people that say, well, I'm doing this small business. Like figure out what you want to do. Take that small business and run with it. Don't have all these different ad hoc things going on because it's just going to distract you. So I would say committing yourself to your business is entirely the keys to your success. Every entrepreneur should nurture this drive and dedication, as these success-oriented traits will make all the difference in the world. Okay, so make sure if you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you are committed. Not saying you have to work 18 hours a day. I mean, when I started my first business, I was working 16, 18 hours a day, but the difference was I loved what I did. I still love what I do. Like I'll go on vacation. I was just traveling for 2 weeks, and after day 11, I was just craving to go back and continue to work on auto close. So make sure you're committed. Number 4, fear of failure. It would be unusual not to have fear. Everyone has fear, uncertainty, anxiety when starting a new business, and you should. It's the best way to push you and drive you. It's only natural to feel nervous when you're getting out of your comfort zone. So starting a business might be not in your comfort zone. For me, sitting behind a desk, I did my MBA, and then I was working for some of the largest banks here in Canada on the trading floor, and, reconciling and working for the banks. It's way different, sitting down 9 to 5 at a desk than starting your own business and trying to figure out how you're going to be able to pay your employees the next month. And that's some of the stuff you're going to be stressing about early on in the business as you try and grow, because you have to make sure you balance your revenue with your growth. And if your growth and you're hiring more people than what your revenue is, well, you're ultimately going to fail. So you got to make sure that you balance that, and you know that, and you have that fear when starting a business. So treat failure as a part of challenging the business journey. That's what I would do, and that's how I run my businesses. Number 5, I would say, is underestimating the role of marketing. If you see marketing as an expense for your business can do without, you're going to have some bumps down the road, okay? Ignoring the potential and well-thought-out marketing plan can bring to the business and can be detrimental to your long run. Namely, you can try and rely solely on the quality of your product or service, or you want to grow your business or your sales team, but you need marketing. And it's another thing that I learned very quickly. We hired salespeople, but at the end of the day, having your website as the number 1 search on Google, and having an emailing list that is following your content, engaging with you, that's all worth money. And those are the people that you are going to be converting into clients. So you got to make sure you have marketing plan, and that's something that we definitely focused on marketing, but originally we were focused so much on sales because we had so many people that wanted to demo our product. But marketing and sales need to be aligned, and we'll do a whole different episode on how marketing and sales can be aligned. And maybe I'll do that next week for you guys. But make sure they are aligned. I would say number 6 would be lack of mission and vision statements. A mission statement expresses the company's purpose. It comes down to what you are trying to do, as well as how and why you are doing it. Having a mission statement at your company communicates to others what your enterprise is all about and what it does. So this statement reflects your business and your target audience's core values. A vision statement, on the other hand, is the basis of the business planning. It describes what you want for your company in the immediate future, what you want for the long run. And these are very important if you're ever going to go out and get investors, or you're going to go speak to other CEOs. People want to know, or clients, they want to know, what is the vision? Where are you taking your product? Where are you taking your service? Those are all things you need to have the answers for if you're going to speak the CEO, entrepreneur, founder's language. Lastly, I would say, giving up too early. Entrepreneurs are often seduced by the idea of overnight success. I'm going to build this business and it's going to be $1 billion business. It was funny because the first business I did was Exchange, it's a data company. And I looked at Jigsaw, which was acquired for, I believe, hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm like, I'll build the same thing. I'll wake up and, my company will be valued the same. I'll just gather data and do the crowdsource model. It's not that easy. It takes time. Marketing SEO takes sometimes months, maybe sometimes years. Nothing happens overnight, but you got to continue on that process. So beneath all this, lies persistence, failure, discipline, rejection, risk-taking, courage, all that stuff. If you dream big and expect to succeed in no time, you've failed yourself. So one thing I would recommend is, don't think a business is going to be a 7, 8, 6-figure, 5-figure business overnight. Maybe it will, but there's a process, and get those processes in place. And that's something else that we've really been focusing on and working on at AutoClose is a process. So we have now processes and playbooks for hiring. We have processes and playbooks for sales. How to use LinkedIn, how to use AutoClose, what are the best practices? Why is SEO important? What are the best ways to engage? All that stuff, you need to have a process. You need to have a process that your SDRs are getting demos, for your AEs who might have to close the demos, but you might want your AEs to do video email on LinkedIn or video emails on AutoClose or on a sales engagement tool. You have to have process in place. So those are the 7 things I want to talk about how you can help your business grow. As you guys know, I like to keep these between 15 to 20 minutes. So I hope you guys got a lot from that. Those are some of my personal stories that I gave you as well. But if you have any questions, obviously follow me on LinkedIn. It's the best way to engage in our content, my content. I do about 4 to 6 posts a day. I'm always dropping tips. So if you're not currently following me on LinkedIn, click the follow button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I will reply right after this live to all your questions, as well as for the audience, leave one mistake you did as a business owner. One mistake that you wish you never did, because that will only help people here in 2020 with growing their business. And the goal is for all of us to grow our business. I want AutoClose to grow. I want you to grow, and I'm here to help you guys. So you guys know where to find me. I'm very active on LinkedIn. If you want to email me any questions, Shawn, SHAWN @autoclose.com, and that's AutoClose with a K, so AUTOKLOSE. Email me any questions you have about your business, about sales. More than happy to help you guys, and I will speak to you guys all next week with a new topic, and hope you guys enjoy your day. Thanks again. Have a good one.